Hi, I'm Dr. K, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing 7 weight loss tips for busy women over 40. And the reason why I made this video is that I run a weight loss clinic where I only see women over 40. And almost all my clients have very busy lives, balancing demanding jobs, families, social lives, and finding time to look after their health is very difficult. And so for the last 14 years at my clinic, and also via Zoom, I take clients from all over the world who are struggling to find this balance and feel out of control with their eating and weight, and show them how to take control of their eating and learn how to manage their weight in a sustainable, healthy way by changing their relationship with food. So if you feel like you're too busy to lose weight, here are 7 tips that I've used with my clients that you can use to help you to lose weight and keep it off. Tip number 1, avoid diets with complicated eating plans. Take someone who has a very busy life, managing their high-stress job, maybe a family and kids, elderly parents, social obligations, community obligations, and then throw in a complicated diet plan that requires them to shop for certain ingredients, learn specific recipes, and spend 4 hours on a Sunday afternoon meal prepping and packing food. And then also tell them that they have to go out of their way to avoid certain foods that they usually find irresistible, that they have to eat different foods from their family, and that they need to restrict their socializing. How is this going to work out? When you think of it this way, it's a miracle anyone loses any weight on diets like these. Who is going to be able to manage that sort of regime for longer than a week or so? And remember, weight loss is only successful if it's long-term. So tip number 1 is to avoid diet plans that are complicated, time-intensive, and impractical. And as you might realize, that describes a lot of them. Tip 2, change the perspective from dieting to changing your relationship with food. I had a client who, before she met me, had been on a diet and didn't seem to be getting anywhere with it. The reason was that her eating triggers were late nights at the office, frequent socializing, and business travel where she was often away from home for several days at a time. But what was the advice she got from the diet she was on for these situations? Well, there was no specific advice. It was just don't overeat. When I started working with this client, we went through each of these scenarios and figured out better ways to handle them. If you don't do this, your weight loss will always be undermined by your eating triggers. Tip 3, manage your environment. The environment is often a big factor in anyone's overeating, especially of the mindless kind of overeating. If you have a desk at work with lots of snacks on the desk or in the drawer, you're making it much more likely that you'll snack. Similarly, if you work from home and make your desk the kitchen table, which I've had lots of clients do, you make mindless snacking more likely. Think about your environment and try and reduce the amount of food that's in your immediate vicinity. Tip 4, increase your awareness. The ideal eating plan for a busy person doesn't require lots of prep time each week. Instead, it's one where most of your effort is focused on changing your eating decisions. For most people, their eating decisions are too heavily influenced by habit and their eating environment. But how do you improve this? It comes down to awareness. And how do you improve awareness? You keep a food diary. But if you're busy, it's not just any food diary, it's the simplest, easiest food diary you can possibly keep. I tell clients if it takes you more than 80 seconds a day to keep a food diary, you're doing something wrong. Just write down the day, the date, the time, and what you eat and drink. No measurements, no weighing of foods, no calorie counts. When I review a food diary with a client during a session, we are identifying their specific eating triggers, gaining a better understanding of which foods suit them and which foods don't, and the changes we need to make to thoughts, behavior, and the environment. The food diary gives you all the information you need to change your relationship with food. So if you want more help on how this actually works and how you can lose weight and keep it off without dieting, check out my free training. The link is in the description below. Tip 5, improve sleep. This is a big one for many clients. When you've got multiple demands on your life and there doesn't seem time to get it all done, the first thing that's often easiest to let go is sleep, because no one else is going to protest if you get less sleep. But of course, this isn't a victimless crime. The less sleep you get, the less energy you have. It affects your focus and concentration, it affects your mood, and it also affects your appetite. When clients show me a food diary with unusually more eating on a specific day, one of the first things I check for is how did they sleep the night before, because often a poor night's sleep is followed by a day with unusually high appetite. So prioritizing sleep is important. And simply deciding that you're going to prioritize sleep is half of the battle. The rest of it is practicing good sleep hygiene to ensure you sleep well. Tip 6, make more time. This might not seem like a weight loss tip, but it's one that the busier the client, the more we have to discuss this. If you feel like your work and other responsibilities are overwhelming, that you have no time and life feels chaotic, then you need to take a look at this. Most people who are overwhelmed with responsibilities have overcommitted and are not delegating enough. So this is what I address with busy clients. First of all, delegation, getting others to help and not micromanaging. Second of all, limiting new responsibilities. Someone who has a very busy job, young children, and an active social life probably shouldn't be the chair of the Parent Teachers Association as well. And yet I've seen this sort of madness time and time again. Thirdly, cleaning up your immediate physical environment. For some clients, they need to reorganize their physical environment because the surrounding chaos makes them feel more out of control. Tip 7, relaxation and exercise. So what I work with clients is to introduce more self-care during the day. Maybe it's just a short walk around the block, or maybe it's just to do some stretches, meditate, breathing exercises for 5 minutes, or even to have a nap. Start slowly and notice the difference you feel, and then you can slowly ramp it up. This seems simple enough, but many clients need me to keep them accountable and ensure they're getting this done. And once they do, this has a huge effect on health and feelings of well-being and happiness. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested, you can check out this video on why successful people sometimes struggle to lose weight. And I'll speak to you soon.